Hey everybody, it's Kay. Hope you're doing well. Happy spring. So I love the spring. You know, the grass is turning green again. The skies are blue. The birds are singing. The flowers are starting to bloom, although I hope they hold off for about another month or so because of frost, you know. My grandfather was a farmer. He farmed for like 70 some years, and his thing was don't ever plant until after Easter because there could come up a frost, is what he would say. And I always took heed to that advice, and I never plant anything in my yard until after Easter because that's when I am pretty sure the weather is definitely going to change. We're not going to have another frost that would kill anything I plant outside. Anyway, I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you. Um, I have been doing a lot of reading so far this year. For me, a lot of reading. I have finished 13 books so far. And that's because the books that I've read this year have been kind of heavy in content. And so I haven't been able to really move through them as quickly as I may have wanted to. I have been reading a lot of nonfiction, which is kind of unlike me. But I'm just in this mode right now. But it's gotten to a point now where after I finish these last two books that I show you, I'm going to take a break from nonfiction, aside from poetry or something like that, for a while. I need some, I need a palate cleanser because of the heaviness of these books. So let me just share with you quickly the 13 books I've read this first quarter of the year, no particular order. So the first one is Born on the Water. This is the 1619 project, Born on the Water. It is a children's book. I bought this in preparation for having these conversations with my grandsons, who right now are only 10 months and 5 years old. So yeah, I love this book. It was very good. It's told in verse, and it talks about basically heritage and where we come from. Look at the illustrations are beautiful. So it's written by Nicole Hannah-Jones and Renee Watson, illustrated by Nicholas Smith. And let me tell you, Nicholas Smith did a fantastic job with the illustrations in this book. Some of them, to me, they look kind of scary, but when they're in the bows of the slave ships, it is heartbreaking, but it's beautiful at the same time, Where's that picture? Yeah, look at this. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Anyway, let me share with you the adult version, which is the 1619 project, Nicole Hannah-Jones, and many other contributors to this book. I did a read along with Black Readers Con on Instagram. Every week we discussed 2 chapters, and it was a very emotional 2 months. The discussions were pretty deep and pretty heavy because of the content, but so rewarding when you can share experiences like this with other readers. I don't know how I would have fared reading this on my own, but reading it with other people made it that much easier to get through the book. And plus you have people that you could reach out and talk to about different passages of the book if you wanted to. So yeah, I enjoyed that read. Then my book club read Caste by Isabel Wilkerson, Caste, The Origins of Our Discontents. And this book was great. It talks about the caste system in America. She shares so many really good anecdotes throughout this book and little Black history facts and American history facts throughout the book. Very well written, very engaging. I highly recommend that you read this book. She has another one, as many people know, The Warmth of Other Suns. I have not read that book yet. I would like to read it this year, but probably later on, because right now I just, after 2 books I'm going to show you in a few minutes that I'm getting ready to start, I'm taking a break from nonfiction. And see, here's another one, How the Word is Passed by Clint Smith. This book was very good. So in this book, he travels to different national monuments and locations to discover the history of those locations as it pertains to slavery and Black people. And yeah, this one is deep too, but it's very good. I recommend this on audio as he reads it. It was just so good. I was halfway through the audiobook, I went to the store and bought this book. That's how good the audiobook was for me. Okay. Next, I read some fiction. Yay! Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby. This book was fantastic. This one is about a man who he's like a street racer. He's very good with cars and driving, and he's asked to take part in a heist. And he promises this is going to be the last time, but once he gets involved with this, some other things happen and things get out of control, and he has to try to set things right the best way he can. Excellent. This is a thrill ride, as well as Razorblade Tears, which I also just finished. It was a library book, so I don't have it to show you. Razorblade Tears was fantastic. It was about a man named Ike Randolph and a man named Buddy Lee. Can't remember Buddy Lee's last name, but anyway, Ike and Buddy Lee. Ike is Black, Buddy Lee is white. Their sons were married to each other, and they were raising a daughter of their own. And unfortunately, both of the sons are murdered. And so Buddy Lee entices Ike to help him find out the truth behind what happened to their sons. Thrill ride, let me tell you, start to finish. I absolutely loved the book, and I hated it when it was over. And you know me, I'm one of those, I don't like reading long books, but that one was fantastic. I became so engrossed into the story and the characters. Ooh, I could see that one as a movie. I really, really could. So that one was great. My book club is also reading this. This is the April pick, but I've already finished it. It is Daughter of a Queen by Sarah Bird. It is about William Cathay, aka Kathy Williams. Kathy Williams was a Black woman who disguised herself as a man and enlisted in the United States Army, and she was the first Black woman to do so. And this one was so suspenseful, and the tension every time you thought, oh, she's going to get caught, she's going to get caught, you know. But and look, now y'all know me, right? So this book, let me see how many pages. 500 and something. 509 pages. So for some of y'all, you could do 509 pages in your sleep. For me, no. So with this one, I did a hybrid audio and the book, and it was fantastic. I really did enjoy this book. I gave it 4 stars. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, some other ones. Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead was my book club read for February. It's somewhere on this shelf or the shelf in the back, and I couldn't find it, so I didn't have that to show you today. Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson. That was a very good book. It was about a mom who has passed away, but she has left for her children recordings of her life story. And her son and daughter meet up with the attorney, and they find out some truths about their mother that lead them to feel like they didn't even know who their mother really was at all. Fantastic story. The mother's point of view in the book was my favorite. She could have stuck with just the mother's point of view through the whole thing, and I would have loved it. But yeah, that's a good book. Black Cake, Charmaine Wilkerson. Charmaine Wilkerson. Another book is They Can't Take Your Name by Robert Justice. This one was a suspenseful tale about a man who was sentenced to prison for a crime that he says he didn't commit. And his daughter, along with how do I describe this person? A guy who owns like a bar or jazz lounge or something. Did he own it? I can't remember. It's been a minute since I finished the book. Anyway, they team up together to find out the truth of what really happened in that case. You would think it was a cozy mystery. It's not a cozy mystery, even though the people solving the mystery are amateurs. But it ain't cozy. But it was a good story. I think it may have been Robert Justice's debut novel, if I'm not mistaken. But it was pretty good. Then I read a poetry book, Vulnerable AF by Tariana Tank Ball from Tank and the Bangas. I love Tank. If you have not watched her Tiny Desk concert, Tank and the Bangas, watch their Tiny Desk concert on YouTube. It's fantastic, start to finish. Let's see. I did a buddy read of Their Eyes Are Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. And every time I go back to this book, I had different feelings about tea cake. And this last time I read the book, I said tea cake was trash. Oh, he did some stuff to Janie, but all the men in her life did stuff to her. Oh, poor Janie, she just couldn't catch a break. But anyway, I love this book. And, you know, this is one of those books I've had for years. And I've actually written in this book. I've scribbled, I've highlighted, because that's what this book means to me. Now, I know a lot of people do not ever write in their books. I can always go get a clean copy if I want to, but this is my baby right here. So the group read was good. We had a great discussion. I just finished Yellow Wife. Oh, and you see what I mean by reading heavy books this year? If you've read Yellow Wife, then you know what I mean. I'm still decompressing. I finished this about 30 minutes ago, and I'm still decompressing. But this book was excellent, excellent. I highly suggest that you read it. A lot of people have talked about this book and given reviews, so I'm not going to go into details on it, except to say that on April 16th, on Facebook, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, April 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be co-hosting a midpoint discussion on this book for the Black Readers Con read-along. So Black Readers Con is reading this book for the month of April. So on the first event is going to take place on Twitter Spaces. That's the launch of the read-along. And that will be the first Monday in April at 8 p.m. Twitter Spaces. And then the 16th, Summer and I will be doing the midpoint check-in on the book. And then April 30th, there will be a wrap-up by Black Readers Con on IG. So again, first Monday in April, Twitter Spaces, 8 p.m. for the launch. Midpoint, Facebook and YouTube, live streaming. And then April 30th, Instagram. Okay? So you can follow me on IG, and I will be posting all the Black Readers Con events. And speaking of Black Readers Con events, I'm there every Saturday night at 8 p.m. And my co-host and I are bringing up different guests. We have different topics. And for right now, it's on Saturday nights. We may be transitioning to Friday nights in the summer when our son gets out of school. But I will definitely let you know. Just follow my IG and you'll find out the schedule. Okay. All right. Let me wrap this up. So here are the next two books that I am reading. Never Caught: The Washingtons' Relentless Pursuit of Their Runaway Slave, Ona Judge by Erica Armstrong Dunbar. And They Were Her Property: White Women as Slave Owners in the American South by Stephanie E. Jones Rogers. So these are my next two reads, and that has been my wrap up for first quarter of 2022. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Follow me on Instagram. It's K_T_the reader. And I believe if you go to my actual page here on YouTube and click the Instagram icon, it will bring you to my page there, okay? So, that's a lot in a short period of time. Thank you so much for sticking with me, even though I'm not posting here as much as I usually do. I post a lot more on IG, to be honest with you, because it's just quicker to do it that way. But I remembered today that I have a channel and I wanted to make sure to get back with you all. So April is National Poetry Month. So I will be back in April to talk about some poetry books that I just bought recently. Until next time, everybody, take care. Keep reading. Bye-bye.